Old man in DeLand has been arrested after police say they found sexually explicit photos of children on his phone. Wesley Faircloth was arrested on Friday. He faces 30 counts of child pornography charges.
A shocking case has emerged in Great Falls, Montana, where a 19-year-old man has been arrested and charged with 32 felony counts related to child exploitation.
And exploited children tipped off law enforcement to pictures being shared online. Detectives searched Faircloth's home and found pictures and videos showing girls as young as 2 years old.
This case, uncovered through a cyber tip received by the Internet Crimes Against Children, ICAC task force, has ignited outrage and concern in the community.
Enforcement in the Tri-Cities assisted a police department in Montana to identify a man charged with 32 felony counts related to child pornography. After a cyber tip through Internet Crimes Against Children, an investigation found Caleb Klein of Great Falls, Montana, to be linked to those charges. The Washington County, Virginia Sheriff's Office says Klein faces 30 counts of knowingly possessing child pornography, among other charges.
How was this individual caught? What do the charges entail? And what does this case reveal about the growing threat of online predators? This video takes a deep dive into the full story, uncovering the details of the case, the investigation, and the legal consequences the suspect now faces. The accused, who is he? The suspect, whose identity has not been disclosed due to the sensitivity of the case, was residing in Great Falls, Montana at the time of his arrest. While not much is publicly known about his personal background, his sudden entanglement in one of the most severe types of criminal offenses has raised serious concerns. Investigators are now looking into his digital footprint, social connections, and past activities to determine whether this was an isolated case or if there are additional victims involved. Friends, neighbors, and acquaintances have expressed their shock at the news. Many have stated that they never saw any red flags or suspicious behavior from the young man, which has only fueled concerns about how easily such crimes can be hidden behind the veil of the internet. The investigation, how he got caught. The case first came to light when the ICAC task force received a cyber tip indicating that the suspect was involved in distributing explicit and illegal material online. Cyber tips like these often originate from social media platforms, cloud storage providers, or internet service companies that detect suspicious activity. The tip triggered an investigation involving the Great Falls Police Department and the Washington County, Virginia Sheriff's Office. Using advanced digital forensic tools, investigators traced the suspect's online activity, leading to the discovery of disturbing material on his electronic devices. Authorities acted swiftly, executing search warrants to seize computers, mobile phones, and other storage devices. After reviewing the evidence, authorities determined that the suspect had been engaged in distributing and possibly producing illegal content involving minors. As a result, he was charged with a total of 32 felony counts related to child exploitation. The charges, breaking down the 32 counts. The suspect faces a staggering 32 felony charges, each carrying severe legal consequences. These charges include possession of child exploitation material, owning illegal images or videos of minors, distribution of child exploitation material, sharing such content online, whether through social media, file sharing platforms, or private messaging services, online enticement of minors. If authorities found evidence that the suspect communicated with minors to lure them into exploitation, this charge could apply. Production of illegal content. If any evidence suggests that the suspect created new content rather than just distributing existing material, this charge could lead to a much harsher sentence. Each of these charges is classified as a felony, meaning they carry long-term prison sentences. Prosecutors have stated that they intend to pursue the maximum penalty allowed by law. The legal battle, defense versus prosecution. As the case proceeds to court, the prosecution will present digital evidence, expert testimonies, and forensic findings to build their case against the suspect. Prosecutors may argue that the sheer volume of evidence demonstrates an ongoing and deliberate pattern of criminal behavior. They will likely push for a lengthy sentence to ensure that the suspect cannot harm others in the future. On the other hand, the defense may attempt to counter the charges in several ways. Possible defense strategies include claiming entrapment. The suspect may argue that he was tricked into committing the crime by undercover agents. Challenging the evidence, the defense could attempt to suppress evidence by questioning how it was obtained. Mental health factors. A suspect's legal team might claim mental illness as a mitigating factor in sentencing. Given the seriousness of the case, the suspect's chances of avoiding conviction are slim if prosecutors can prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he engaged in these crimes. If convicted, he could face a significant prison sentence and mandatory registration as a sex offender. The victims. Who are they? Authorities have not disclosed specific details about the victims in this case, as their privacy and safety remain a top priority. However, in many cases of child exploitation, victims are targeted through social media, gaming platforms, and messaging apps. Experts warn that many children and teenagers fall prey to online predators who disguise themselves as friendly or trustworthy individuals. The long-term impact on victims of such crimes is devastating, often leading to severe emotional, psychological, and social consequences. Public reaction and media coverage. The arrest of the 19-year-old has triggered widespread discussion on social media and in news outlets. Many community members have expressed their outrage, calling for stricter laws and harsher punishments for those involved in crimes against children. Law enforcement officials have emphasized the importance of parental monitoring, online safety education, and vigilance in preventing child exploitation. The case has also led to renewed debates about whether internet companies are doing enough to prevent the spread of illegal content on their platforms. Possible sentencing and future implications. If convicted on all counts, the suspect could face decades in prison. Each felony charge carries a potential sentence ranging from 5 to 20 years, meaning he could be behind bars for the rest of his life. In addition to prison time, he would likely be required to register as a sex offender, which would permanently impact his ability to find housing, employment, and reintegrate into society. Beyond this individual case, the arrest highlights broader issues related to child exploitation, online safety, and digital surveillance. Lawmakers and law enforcement agencies may use this case to push for stricter online regulations and more aggressive tactics for catching predators before they can harm minors. What happens next? As the case unfolds, many questions remain unanswered. How many victims were involved? Will additional charges be filed? And what measures can society take to prevent crimes like this in the future? This case serves as a stark reminder of the dangers lurking in the digital world and the importance of staying vigilant. The legal system will now determine whether justice is served, but one thing is certain: the impact of this case will be felt for years to come. Thank you guys for watching. If you want more videos like this, make sure to like the video and hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.